welcome to a new episode of Té, Coffee, and Chisme. I'm your co-host, Pancho.
And I'm your co-host, MayJay.
How are you guys doing today? Today's drink of the day for me is a cold brew donut flavored coffee.
And my drink of the day is a passion fruit hibiscus tea.
Alright, how you doing today, MayJay?
I'm sleepy. I'm tired. I'm cold. All week it was like 60 degrees, 70 degrees, and today decided to snow and 45 degrees.
Yeah,
welcome to Chicago.
This whole week has been so nice, and then Sunday hits, and now it's basically storming out. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I've been just helping out with things outside. I've been detailing cars on the side. I got a car I gotta do actually tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too bad outside. But yeah, is there anything you want to start off the episode with?
No. You.
Alright, I have one section. It's something that's been coming up for me like recently in these last few days. I'm not sure if there's a name for it, but what I call them are vivid memories. They're things you remember but don't remember if they're real or not. For example, if you say you want to go to a mall and you see something that you're like, oh, I remember doing that, but it's not deja vu. But you've only ever seen it in a dream, because in deja vu you get the sense of like, oh, I've been here before.
Yeah.
But in that one, be like, hey, I never seen this until my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know if it was real or not. Or say your head tells you that you have a memory of like your cousin, and you're like, hey, you remember when we did this? And then your cousin's like, oh, I never did that. Because I had a dream come up, and it's a recurring dream I've had for like the last few years, and it's of our uncle from our godfather from Mexico, and it's this memory that I have that it's just like me arguing with someone, and then they like confronted me and pushed me and stuff, and our godfather gets in the way and like starts attacking this dude, and it's just like it's just a scene in my head of our godfather in an all-out brawl with like these two people.
Yeah.
But I've never seen our godfather swing at someone or anything.
I haven't either.
So that's why I'm like, I have like this dream that I just keep having, or like this like memory of something that I'm pretty sure never happened.
Do you feel like it's gonna happen?
No, it's not a feeling like, oh, it might happen in this upcoming week. It's like a feeling of like it just happened, or like, oh, I already experienced this. But like it's weird because in that situation I know it's not real, but there's other situations where I'm like, did this actually happen? Or like, does this happen like later on in my life and I just don't know it? I don't know. And I've tried searching it up, but I can't really find anything about that.
I've had dreams like that, but I'm also a very lucid sleeper, like a lucid dreamer.
Mm.
So like a lot of the times, like cuando estoy soñando, I know that I'm like dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes in my dream, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a dream. Like, in my dream, I'm like, oh, this is a dream, you know?
Yeah.
And then I like, quickly, like, I don't wake up, but I try investigating what's happening and everything. And I'll be like, oh, okay, like, that's kind of creepy that I can move around in my dream.
Yeah.
And then when I wake up, I feel like I'm, like, I can't move right away. Like, I'm, like, low-key paralyzed.
Yeah.
And then I wake up. And I have had, like, esos sueños donde dicen que se te sube el muerto.
Oh, the sleep paralysis?
Yeah, the sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
I've only had it, like, 2 times.
Oh, you're lucky.
But, like, both times he visto un señor, like, on top of me.
Mm-hmm.
And not in the sense of, like, he's, like, on top of me, but, like, it looks like he's, like, acostado next to me, and his, like, arms / shoulder are, like, over my arms, and that's why I can't move.
Como abrazante, ¿verdad?
Not abrazándome, like, he's just, like, kind of, like...
Oh, como... how do you say, like holding you down.
Yeah, like holding me down,
Yeah.
and like I don't really see his face. Only one time I saw his face, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks similar to someone that I've seen before.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I was scared for a while. Like, what if I see this person again? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who the person is. That's the thing. It's just a face I've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and like the person was bald, and I'm like, I don't know bald like that many bald people. So I was like, it can't be this person, this person, this person. So like, I don't know. And it's happened twice. And I mean, I haven't had it happen anymore, but I was like super stressed when those things happened. So I'm just hoping that like lately I have been stressed again, but like I'm hoping I don't get to that to that certain point where I'm stressed that I have sleep paralysis.
Yeah, you better hope you don't, because I'm not gonna lie, I've had multiple instances of sleep paralysis. Actually, I've had 2 of them here recently.
Oh really?
One in the couch, because you guys had been at the club the day of the loteria, and I had came in early from work because they sent me home, and I was sleeping, and I turned off the TV, and for some reason, like, I just knocked out because I was on my phone, and then I had like this realization, like, oh, I'm awake, like, oh, let me just go to the kitchen, get me some water, and I couldn't move, and I saw a lady standing right in front of me, and she had her like hand right on my chest, and I couldn't move, I couldn't see her or anything. Like, I knew it was a lady because of her nails, but all I saw was like up until like your forearm, and then after that it was just like all like blank, like it was all black. And then the second time I had it in my room. I can't remember what day that was, but all I remember is that I was trying to get up to start cleaning my room, and I felt like this heavy, heavy weight on my chest, and it was this guy. Like, I was asking you if he had his arms around you, because what happened to me is that he was literally, you know how you lay down in your bed, like all like this, where your arms are above your head or one on your face and stuff. He was like that, but on top of me. His whole body was on top of me.
No, that wasn't the case.
And I've had multiple cases in terms of like my old house, or back when I was in high school and stuff. Like, I've had it for years now, and
I was just super stressed when like that happened, and like I was super stressed, and it was when so we actually have a cousin of ours that has been missing since 2020 in Mexico. He got kidnapped. And it's like a subject that I don't really touch on because it's a very like fragile subject, you know. So I was super stressed in that time, and that's when it happened. So that's why like every time like I tried, you know, I went to therapy and everything. I told my therapist what was happening. They were like, normally when you go through that, it's because you're going through a time of stress in your life. So I tried doing things that were like less stressful on me, and not only that, but like cosas que me iban a cambiar la mente de pensar en eso.
Yeah.
You know, because like eventually you have to come to your senses where you say like, okay, I need to avoid the things that are making me stressed. And like, how can you avoid a family member being missing? You know, like that's something that like you don't avoid, you know, like es algo que siempre está allí, and hasta que no lo encuentres, you're not gonna be in peace.
Yeah. So
like, you know, unfortunately, I had to avoid a lot of those conversations. If somebody brought it up, I would just like quickly get to the, you know, I wouldn't try to make it like a full on conversation. If they'd be like, any news on your cousin? No, not at the moment, you know. And if somebody tried like, you know, making like you know how in Mexico there's like a ton of news like se encontró otra fosa clandestina, se encontró un cuerpo acá, se encontró así. I would try to avoid all that news, and I would try to avoid everything, you know. So like lately, like in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, they just found another fosa clandestina in Jalisco, and this one actually had like 3 full ovens that they had burned people in. I think they said that they found over 400 pairs of shoes, um, and like a ton of stuff. And they were the cartels or whoever the people, I mean, it's definitely the cartels, but whoever the people were that unfortunately killed out everybody and burned them. They made lists of in notebooks of the people that they ended up burning.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Did they find that? They found the notebook.
They found the notebooks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they like I guess the cartels split them up in like batches of people, and so like each batch had 10 names.
Oh my.
So
God.
like the people that are investigating are thinking that each batch of people are each batch of people that they burned or killed at the same time. Yeah. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. So like last week when I found out, I mean, I had already found out last week, but I saw some things that were like very unpleasant, and it made me super stressed. Like I ended up getting like a calambre all the way from the back of my neck all the way to my hand.
Yeah, that you know how that's something that's been going on in our family where like you feel like you're having like a not a stroke, like something twitches in your body, like you feel like a twitch in your neck or like a twitch in your eye or something because of how stressed you are. That happened to me the entirety of yesterday. When I was hanging out with my best friend, when we went for breakfast and stuff, we started talking about like work and about how like shitty like the United States is being right now, and I felt my eye twitching the entire time, and I just like I felt so stressed, and like there's a few times where we just had to switch the conversation because we were both just like bringing down the mood. Yeah, we just both didn't want to talk about it anymore. But yeah, it's pretty bad right now. And it's actually not that common, not that uncommon. I mean, for the whole cartel situation where they kill people in batches and stuff. The thing that surprised me,
it's been happening for years.
Yeah, the thing that surprised me is the listing. I rarely hear about them like leaving actual like evidence behind and stuff.
No, yeah, they left like rooms full of like clothes and stuff like that. Hay una página, I don't know what the name is, but hay una página on TikTok that I actually had one of my friends send me, because like we're trying to find my cousin and they were like, oh, like if you can find anything that your cousin was wearing, there's this page que están subiendo like las fotos.
Yeah.
And let me try to see. The page is called, it's on TikTok, Fenómenos Naturales. At Fenómenos Naturales. And they are literally posting pictures of all the objects found at the camp. At the Rancho Izaguirre camp thing. And, I mean, they're basically saying that this is like a Mexican Auschwitz. Because the people were burned, dismembered, and everything. Like, they were killed first, dismembered, and then burned.
Yeah.
And like, the only thing left is bone fragments. But they did find, like, 45 bags of cut-up body parts.
Oh, my God.
Not burned yet.
Not burned yet? Mm-hmm. Dude, what the hell?
Yeah. So they said that those body parts were going to be the first ones to get, like, DNA scanned. And, right now, like, every single parent that has a missing kid is probably, like, being called up to go to to get another DNA test, or if they already had a DNA test, that DNA is being used to check if their kid was
there. It's gonna take a while.
Yeah,
so
or like if your kid had a specific, or if like not, I mean maybe it's not a kid, but like if si tu hijo, si tu papá, because it's of all ages. So like, si esa persona tuvo un tatuaje and they find an arm with that tatuaje, they immediately call you.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, we found, a tattoo exactly like tu hijo.
Yeah, your son,
and
your daughters.
we need a DNA test to further, like, we just want to be sure.
Jeez.
And then from there they go on and they start investigating which ones have the same blood type or like DNA. And then whatever you get is whatever you get. But imagine all the people that were already burned, you only get bone fragments.
Yeah. You don't even get the
And you don't
relief
even
of
get
seeing
all the
them in a
burn.
casket
I mean,
or
you don't even
something.
get all the bones because some of them were burned in acid.
Or mixed with someone else's. You don't know who's
Well,
whose.
tú puedes ver el video donde está una muchacha in one of the oven pits, and she has like a, how do I say it? Like a drainer, you know, like the
Oh,
drain things,
yeah,
like
like
where
for
you,
spaghetti and
yeah, where
stuff.
you drain spaghetti. Like she has one of those basically,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just throwing bones in there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and basically like it's to take all the like dirt, so like the dirt falls through the holes, but the bone fragment stays in there. And I'm like, oh man, imagine being a volunteer for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have a strong stomach for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of like creepy things like that, you ever watch that one? What is it called? It's like a cartel beheading video from like the early 2000s.
I didn't see. I saw what's it called? I saw this video one time on Facebook that one of my friends shared actually, and ella también es de Mexico, where we're from.
Mm-hmm.
And she shared a video of this girl getting cut up.
Yeah.
Like, le estaban cortando las piernas y luego le cortaron las manos. Or no, primero le cortaron las manos y luego le cortaron las piernas. And they just left her there, like, with no arms and legs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they, like, started cutting into her torso. And she was still screaming because she still had her head. Yeah. And I was like, dang, imagine the pain that this person felt.
La cosa is that with the brain, I think if I remember correctly, it's like you get 5 or 10 seconds of your head and your nerves still like being active and stuff. So like you can still feel things even after your head is cut off fully.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know if there's a name for it or anything, but this video. Have you ever seen that video?
No.
No? That's like an early 2000s thing. And what they used to do, like back in the early 2000s, it happened to me multiple times in junior high.
Mm-hmm.
They would show you a video, like, say your friend comes up to you. And she's like, oh, look at this video of this cute puppy. And then it's just like a normal video of a puppy for like 3 seconds. And then it changes to the cartel beheading. Yeah, they've had that to me. They've done that to me multiple times in junior high. To a point where I literally already saw that entire video. And it's pretty bad. It's these two guys, dad and his son, who pissed off the cartel, and as punishment, they both got beheaded by a chainsaw. And I don't remember if it was the son or the father. I'm pretty sure it was the father. But he was still like alive longer than his son after already being beheaded. Like his head was still moving, and they would show up to the camera and stuff. And he was still like moving his mouth and stuff.
It's probably just like muscles.
Yeah,
you know, like
contractions.
Como cuando cortas la carne de animal, like right out. I mean, I don't know if you ever seen it, pero allá en el rancho de my dad, like I've seen when they just killed the cow, and like you can still see all the muscles in the cow. Yeah. Like moving and twitching. And
yeah, like, you ever seen that video of this person at a restaurant and they were eating frog legs, and when when they touched the thing because of the muscles, it just moves and stuff.
I hate frog legs. I mean, I don't like.
I've never had them.
They say they taste like chicken, but like just because you can't fake frog legs. You get me? Like they come as they look. You know, and it's not like they do. No te hacen el favor y le quitan la carne a los legs. You know, y te dicen, "Oh, this is frog leg meat." You know.
I'd try.
No, te dan los legs y te dicen, "Here you go."
Yeah.
And I can't do that. I can't just be like, "Oh, let me grab this frog and bite its thigh." You know, like.
You don't want to suck on the frog toes?
Hell no. I've seen my padrino do it. Like I'm like,
he's eating it.
Yeah.
What? I need to tell him to take me.
When he used to live here, we used to go to a buffet. And it's the buffet is closed out now. But
oh man.
In esos tiempos, like he would get a full plate of just frog legs.
Yeah. That's crazy. I've always wanted to own a frog. Is there any pets that you've always wanted to own?
Bro, how you gonna say, oh yeah, I would try them, and like, I always wanted to I want to have a
same
pet
thing.
frog.
Okay, but your dad eats chicken and he wants a chicken as a pet.
I mean,
Exactly.
I don't know, man. That's just creepy.
Okay, as I've always wanted as pets. Honestly, I always wanted
So, like a
frog.
pet, not your typical dog and cat.
Yeah, not your typical dog and cat, like quote unquote exotic pet. I guess you could say. I've always wanted a ferret. I know they're gross and stuff, but like they're so cute.
They say they smell bad.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I feel like you should just, take care of it more in terms of like
It's because
cleaning and
supposedly
stuff.
they say that like it's not their. I mean, yeah, their piss has a lot to do with it too, but it's not really like their food stuff. Like, or look, it's not the food stuff and it's not the poop stuff. It's like an actual body
Yeah,
odor.
it's an actual body odor thing, but you can
Because
easily.
it's something that it's like a skunk, you know. It's but the thing is
it's like
with
a
the
defense
skunk,
mechanism.
you can actually remove the glands that make it smell bad, but you can't release it back into the wild because then it can't defend itself.
Yeah.
And with the ferret, like the glands are in the skin, so it's not like you can just remove the whole freaking skin.
But I'm pretty sure there's like this like specialized food and stuff that like reduces the smell and stuff. Maybe, I think that's a thing that I saw because I was researching into it because I wanted one back when I used to live with my parents.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I was never allowed to own any pets. I've always wanted to own a bat, but they're like protected by the government in multiple places. So I'm like, man.
I think I don't know. I would want first to have a big house.
Yeah.
With like enough space because like I don't want to like bring more pets into this house. And I'm not saying that there's not enough room. It's just like I don't know. I don't think I would have another indoor pet. Like I would definitely want an outdoor pet.
Like a dog or
like
something, right?
not necessarily a dog. I'm thinking more like farm life. Like I would want a mini cow.
I want a sheep,
like
bro.
A goat. Like a mini goat.
I say a sheep. I want a sheep.
No, sheets are gross, and you have to like keep maintaining them. Cortarles el pelo.
Okay, but imagine the pillows and the
Nah, it's not. It's not what you think it is.
You just you fix that.
There's a lot that goes into the process. Te lo digo because at my grandma's house they have sheep, and they have to go through a lot. Like I see when I go to Mexico. And nos toca estar allá when they have to shave them. Oh, it's a headache. Like, you have to literally, like, agarrártelos, amarrarlas. Like, it's a headache. And some of them are super stubborn.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, you have to literally take them to another room to go do it. Because if you're grabbing onto a sheep, y te ve otra sheep, and especially if it's, like, a male one,
they start
te vienen y te atacan.
Yeah.
So you just have to make sure, like, because they try, like, protecting them. They try being protective and having dominance, especially if, like, that's their pareja.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, that's, like, what made me not want one.
Oh, I have another thing in terms of, like, going back to the creepiness, and all that. You know about this, about, like, getting those weird phone calls lately. I've been getting multiple spam phone calls by different numbers. Like I know people always say like if you get a spam call, block the number. I've gotten I think at least 10 different numbers, all with the exact same thing, and it's just this. It's a call, and it sounds like an automated call, like a pre-recording and stuff. But it's this Chinese person just yelling at you, and then it cuts to a woman in English saying. You've been called multiple times. You've been warned, and I tried my best to translate it and catch it on like a screen recording or my microphone for my computer, so I can do like a text to speech type of thing.
Yeah.
And the best to translate it to in Chinese is like, you've been warned about this. We will be seeing you soon, or something like that.
What the hell?
And it's very creepy, and it's from everywhere. Like you know how it tells you the caller ID and stuff. It says like unknown, and then at the bottom it says the location, and it says Canada, it says Florida, it says Missouri, it says California, It says a bunch
It's
of different
probably
things.
just like a scam,
I thought
thing
so
that
too.
like varias personas are into.
Uh-huh.
So
I thought so too, and I googled it, and
that's why I never respond any message. And right now, like there's like the U.S. Census thing
uh-huh.
that we were, out. My family was like, I guess, picked out of millions to do, and we're on our fourth, I guess, like check-in, and there's 4 check-ins for the census, so this should be, or maybe not, maybe there's more, but this should be our last one, I think. And the lady just keeps constantly calling me, and I'm like, dude, I don't have the time of day to like respond to you, because like she'll call me and I'm at work, or then like it's the weekend and I'm like literally like yesterday she called me and I was literally at the store trying to do groceries, and I didn't respond. I was like, dude, really? Like, you had all morning to call. I mean, I was busy. I was working yesterday morning too, but like I don't have the time of day to continue doing this, man. Like, can't you just use the answers that I gave you last time?
Yeah. And don't they ask you the same exact
Yeah, they
questions
ask
over
you
and
the
over
exact
again?
same questions because they just want to be consistent with everything.
Which is honestly very dumb, especially if they're like, oh, we don't want to waste too much of your time, and then they keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Well, what happened last time? We were over here, and we were about to go to a store and stuff, and because they don't know that I live here, we had to wait it out, and she was parked, like, in our driveway, like, blocking our driveway and stuff.
Yeah, like, I
It
was
took,
like,
like, an
damn,
hour
girl,
for her
go
to get
home.
out.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my gosh.
We literally, like, I don't know if you guys, pero, and not to, like, disrespect anybody's religion or anything, pero, nosotros somos católicos, right? Like,
Except for me.
oh, Pancho's nothing, pero,
Yeah.
like, nosotros aquí en la casa somos católicos, so, normally, like, nosotros creemos en la Virgen de Guadalupe. And like Jehovah's Witness and like all those other like religiones que no creen. I mean, they know who la Virgen is and everything, but they just don't like acknowledge her. Well, anyway, like básicamente, like when like un Jehovah's Witness or lo que nosotros les llamamos un aleluyo, o las hermanas is what like some people call them too. Are the people that come and knock on your door on the weekends, and they come and knock on your door and they're like, can I give you this pamphlet and can we talk about the word of Jesus and like, él va a regresar and all this stuff, and like, again, no disrespect on anyone, but like, I don't have the time of day to stand on, by my porch and hear you out for an hour. Like, if I had the time of day, I would have just gone to church myself,
For real.
Or like I already went to church and like I just don't have the time of day to listen to this, And sometimes I'll take the pamphlet and be like, you know what, I'm actually on my way out, like come back another day or whatever. Like I don't want to be disrespectful, but sometimes there's days where I just you don't have the mental capacity to be social. Yeah. So like what I do is like I as soon as I see them walking right in front of the house, I run and I close every window and then I lock the door and then I'm like telling everyone to shut up and I pause the TV and I'm like,
yeah,
shh.
That's something Mexicans do.
Yeah, and like, hey, todos agáchense, because like we have blinds in our kitchen window and sometimes like no alcanzas a bajarlas. And like sometimes if you're on the other side, you can see your shadow from the outside. So like everybody has to basically like bend over and like walk like like you're like todo scrunched down para que no te vean. Right. Yeah. And it's just funny, or like we're all sitting just here like quietly looking at each other, or we're all on our phones in the dark just waiting for them to stop knocking, and they probably are like, we see all your cars here, like por qué no salen, you know? But it's just like, I don't know, we just don't want to interact, I guess.
Yeah, that's something that we always do.
That's literally what I do when the census lady comes here. I'm like, dude, I don't have the time of day to do your freaking thing, There
was one time that there was a Jehovah's Witness that came in and they saw me go in my house because I had just come in from work, and they saw me go in my house and they were going to my front porch, and I was like, dang. I'm the only one at home. I don't want to deal with this. So I was just hiding in my room. My room was right next to the front door. Um, so I was hiding, and the lady, bro, I don't know how much you love Jesus, but please don't sneak into my backyard. Like, please. We have a fence with one part is closed, fully closed with the door, and the other one it's open, but there's like an old truck there that we didn't touch or move for like years, and um she was knocking at my door, and I was just not opening. And when she was walking away, I'm like, okay, I'm good. So I went to her kitchen and I started making myself some food, and I hear her knocking from her back door, and I'm like, who the hell is knocking for a back door? Not even we do that whenever like we lose our key or something. So I slightly look up in the blinds and I see the same lady. I'm like, oh hell no, I'm about to call the cops. I thought she was trying to break in and talk to me about Jesus, bro.
That's funny. And I mean, we've had people here that they knock at the front door, and then we have a side door, right? That's where we never use the front door, but
the front door is like completely blocked by
yeah,
couches.
it's completely blocked by the couches
living
and living room, so like it's never open. And the only time we ever open it is if we need to bring something wide into the house because this door is way wider than the door in the kitchen. But technically we only use the side door because that's where the patio is and that's where our cars are parked. So like that's where we bring everything in, you know. For like, I mean, I guess Amazon packages, yeah, leave them on the porch. But like now that after all these years, all these Jehovah's Witnesses and you know all these people, they see us walking through the side door. Now they come through the side door, and I'm like, oh my god, like why?
They're like vigilantes, bro. They just like hide in corners and stuff, and then get you when you're least expected. Like I'm surprised they don't yell out, "I know you're here."
Yeah,
like that.
Like sal, yo sé que estás aquí.
I know. Okay, question: what's the wildest thing you've ever done?
Oof. Wildest thing I've ever done.
Something that you're like, holy crap, I didn't think I was gonna do this.
I think the wildest thing I've ever done was, I don't know, I think as a Hispanic first generation child,
there's a lot of things we've done.
There's a lot of things, pero I think I guess like maybe, I mean, for other people, like para un americano, you know, you leaving your house isn't that bad. You get me? Like it's like, oh yeah, you're used to it. At
you're
18,
hanging out with
you're
your friends.
out, you know?
Yeah, you're hanging out with your friends at like 10, 9, like 11.
No, but not only that, like te sales de tu casa, you know? You leave. No, I'm not saying like you just leave and you come back.
No, like
I'm saying like te sales a vivir.
Yeah,
you know,
living by yourself and stuff.
Yeah, and like as a first generation, for me, it was like hard to leave. You know, because like my parents depend so much on me, and it was like, oh man, what do I do? Like, me voy? Do I put myself first or what? You know, so like, I think the wildest thing for me was that I was offered to move to Texas for a while. And I took it, and my parents were just so pissed off at me. Because they were like, why would you do that to us? You don't have a future in Texas, and, you know, you need to work here. Why can't you just get a normal job like any other teenager right out of high school and, you know, do this and do that? And I'm like, dude, let me live.
You have a career, bro.
And so I left my house, and I want to say that was like when my parents like really accepted me leaving, because I feel like it also gave us a lot of like boundaries, because I didn't talk to my parents for like 3 months. Yeah, because like not only was it like rough for me to talk to my parents, because like, ya sabía que me iban a extrañar mucho y yo los iba a extrañar mucho a ellos. So it was kind of like, because you know Hispanic parents, ellos no te van a mandar un mensaje te extraño. O ellos no te mandan un mensaje de que te quiero mucho, que tengas un buen día. You know,
they want
some people do. Some people that in their families are used to being loved and everything by generations and generations and generations. My parents are not, you know?
Mine either.
My dad especially, no. He is del rancho. En el rancho nunca les dijeron te quiero mucho, échale ganas, nothing. Tú lo tienes que hacer porque si tú quieres comer hoy, tú tienes que ir a trabajar. You get me? So, like, it wasn't like... Así era en mi casa. Si tú quieres salir adelante, tú tienes que hacer esto y tienes que hacer esto. Si tú quieres, un día hacer algo, tú tienes que aprender a cambiar una llanta, tienes que hacer esto, tienes que hacer esto. And it kind of pisses me off because, like, when my youngest brother came up, they didn't do any of that stuff with him. They only did it with me. And they did, like, minimal things with my middle brother. So it was like, why did I get all the, like, all the regaños and all that stuff?
The first child of...
which now that I'm thinking of it, I me quedo pensando, like, qué bueno, porque I know how to do it all. And, like, no tengo que depender mucho en mucha gente if I don't have the help there, like, I can do it. Pero al mismo tiempo me quedo pensando, like, wow, like, all my friends had supportive parents, or like stuff like that. Y yo me quedo, and now, don't get me wrong, now I have supportive parents. Now I have parents that will hug me or will, like, if they see me that I'm sad, me dicen que tienes, and they'll talk to me about it and stuff like that. It's still a very rough and patchy, like, subject with my dad because he doesn't have the words. Like, he doesn't... Como él no creció con eso, él no sabe qué decir.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of the times, I'm the one that has to, like, bring it up. He doesn't bring it up. Pero all his words are just, pues échale ganas y ya. So, like, with my dad, it's not really, like, a, thing. Pero my dad expresses it with my brothers now. Like, I feel like he has a way better connection with my brothers than he does with me. But I feel like that's because I'm so tough with him. And I mean, there's no one to blame other than me, but that's at the same thing because, like, they made me like this.
Yeah, at the same time, you grew up with that.
I grew up with the way that, like that, and the weird part is, like, I can be very, like, affectionate with other people, and, like, with previous partners and stuff like that. Like, I was a very affectionate person, and, like, with friends, I can be a very affectionate person, pero with my parents, I just can't. Like, I'm just so used to them not giving me hugs and stuff like that. Like, el único abrazo que recibía when I was younger was, like, my birthday.
Yeah.
So,
or
like,
sometimes, like,
I'm not a hugger,
Christmas.
so I can't hug people. Like,
yeah.
It's weird when I hug people, and, like, when I do hug people, sometimes, like now, my youngest brother, he comes back from college, and I'm like, Kevin, give me a hug. And he doesn't know how to hug people either, because he's like, I don't know how to do this.
Usually
but
it's a side one, right?
Yeah, usually it's a side one, and it's just awkward because, like, I don't know, we were just not used to hugging, so here we are trying to, like, be these, be huggers now, and it's just awkward. Like you look at some people, it's like me trying to go give my ex a hug. You get me? Like, that hug would probably be more passionate, more, more like, it would be more warm than me giving my parents or my brothers a hug. Because, like, we're just not used to it. Pero...
No, yeah, I get you the exact same way. Because, like MayJay's gone through it. Her dad really never knew how to show affection. Same thing with my dad, from what I remember, is that my dad's dad was a very, like, not abusive, but he was a very, like,
an asshole.
He was an asshole. He was, like, a strict dude, but he never really showed him affection. He didn't, like, gave him, like, words of affirmation, physical touch, and all that. And his mom was worse. His mom was very verbally abusive. I don't remember if he ever got hit as a kid. I think he might have mentioned it. But for me, the way I grew up, I was very abused as a kid, both verbally and physically, especially by my dad. Once my parents got divorced and all that, my mom and my stepdad both verbally and mentally abused me for years up until like a year and a half ago when I finally moved out. Which, yeesh, it was pretty bad. But I have always been an emotional person. I've always been affectionate, both physically and emotionally. And my girlfriend can attest to this. I'm a very giving person. I don't like receiving things back. If it's my birthday, I don't like people celebrating it. I don't like people giving things to me. Every adult I've ever come through in my life, if it's a family member, it's very awkward with them. With my aunts and with my uncles and stuff. Like, MayJay's mom can, like, confirm this. There's times where she's like, oh my gosh, thank you for doing this and stuff. Or, like, she, like, tries to give me a hug and stuff. And I'm just like, thank you. I'm just not
Yeah.
good with it. If it's like a random stranger, like say my manager's like, "Hey, you did a good job," I'm like, "Oh, thanks," and that's it. But if it's a family member, I just don't feel like it's like a personal thing. I don't feel like I deserve that appreciation. I don't feel like I did a good enough job to get those words of affirmation. But if it's like a random stranger, like, oh, hey, I like your clothes and stuff, I'm like, oh, cool, and I feel great. But again, if it's family, it's weird, especially with our cousins. I feel like we rarely talk to our cousins nowadays.
Yeah.
Just the other day, our cousin Mystica wished me a happy birthday, and she was like, I hope we all get to hang out soon again. And I was like, yeah, me too. Honestly, like we haven't talked in a while. And she's like, yeah, but yeah, honestly, I just feel like as first generation Mexicans, we deal with so many mental health problems that I just wish like our upcoming kids or nephews and stuff will be in a better place because and it does suck that some of us, aka people we've known in high school, follow up in footsteps and end up pregnant before they even finish high school. Because I've had a few friends who like are first generations, and they have done the exact same thing as being a teen mom as their own parents.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you were a teen baby and you decided to be a teen mom. Like, eesh. Not trying to judge, but like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I have a lot of friends que son get auntie moms,
But they've turned out well.
and I mean, I feel like they turned out really well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some of them.
Oh yeah.
Other ones no. But like,
you.
I feel like actually one of my best friends, she is a mother of 3, and I feel like she has her shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And we were just talking about that the other day.
like if I was her, like I don't know, man.
You'd
like,
be stressed as shit.
I'd be stressed. I'd be like, in this economy, like me having 3 kids, you know, like oh man, like me quedo pensando like my check for 3 kids, oof, like o sea, 3 kids and me, you know.
Yeah.
And no, I don't know.
No,
like,
yeah, we were talking about that the other day, and yeah, she's actually doing pretty well for
Yeah,
like,
and I was
especially
like,
because
damn.
of everything that's going on nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's holding up pretty well.
I mean, like, if for whatever reason, you know, El Espíritu Santo impregnates me for some weird reason, and
Virgin
I'm
Mary
like, oh
had
shoot, you know, like, I have a kid on the way. Like, I feel like the first thing I would do is cut all my expenses. You know, like, you know what? I don't need to eat out every day, which I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, like I actually haven't been eating out at all, so that's not bad. So like, no eating out would be my first one. Stick to eating healthy things because I would want my kid to be healthy because like I feel like I didn't have a healthy childhood and nothing on my parents about it. It's just a lot of things went down when I was living in Mexico with my grandma from my dad's side, which like super impacted my health as a kid, and it just got worse over the years. And then you know, like as a kid, tú no quieres que tus papás te digan nada, you know. So like I do carry a lot of that, like how do I say it, like
mentality,
like fault. No, like yo tuve la culpa también, pero I was a kid, you know, like obviously, like si mi mamá me mandaba a la escuela con un sándwich y me decía es por tu bien, cómete no comas la comida de la escuela, like I would have been like, F you, I'm gonna eat the comida de la escuela,
Yeah.
you know, because like I want to be the same as my friends, you know,
Yeah.
or stuff like that. Pero no, like I mean, that's what I did. I basically didn't eat the sandwich. I would throw it away, and I would eat school lunch.
Yeah.
And like you know, over time, empecé a subir peso and everything, and like it obviously took a mental toll on me, mental and physical toll on me. So like, I don't know. I just feel like yo tendría que ser un mejor parent for myself, you know,
Yeah.
like luego hacer esos cambios, cut, you know, eat healthy so my kid can be healthy, and give them an example and save money, dejar de salir. Um, I don't know. I think I would just go like full, like ape shit on saving money and like todo, and then I would definitely be like, I need to get a house.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't be in this household with a kid.
Yeah, and speaking of that, with the whole school thing, and you ever have those situations where you're like, where we learned all about peer pressure and stuff? You ever had the situations where like, damn, I am a victim of that. Like I've done some stupid things for people because of peer pressure, or like you've messed something up, like in
Yeah.
terms of like your school and your study because of peer pressure.
But
Anyways, we're almost coming to 2 hours now, and I'm sure I'm gonna have to edit a bunch of this off. But thank you so much for watching. This has been Day Coffee and Chisme. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. I forgot to mention it last podcast. That's on me. Um, I've been I'm keeping that in. I don't want to edit that out. Anyways, have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. Be sure to eat, drink, and stay safe out there. Again, cannot force that or like specify that enough. It's been rough out here.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening. I've been Pancho, and this is
MayJay.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.